Hello, everybody, and thank you so much for taking the time today. We are super excited to present you today the TRI AI crown. That is the world's first AI crown going directly to a dental implant. Before talking about the future, for all of you who do not know TRI, I would like to show you who is TRI and what we do. We are an implant manufacturer from Switzerland. The basis for everything that we do is our Swiss quality, but we are very known for our simple approach to implantology and especially for our 100% pure focus of digital implant dentistry. The basis for our business is the TRI Matrix dental implant. That is the world's first dental implant that has been specifically designed for the digital workflow. When we designed the TRI Matrix implants, we have realized that everything in dentistry is changing, how we restore implants. We have scanners, we have design software, we have printers, we have milling machines. But one thing that hasn't changed for 30 to 40 years is actually the titanium screws, the implants, and especially their connections. So we have started on a white piece of paper from the scratch, and we have developed the TRI Matrix implant. That is the world's first dental implant made for the digital workflow. That means you can restore it directly from the 3D printer, directly from the milling machine, without the need of any abutments, without the need of any tie base, without any restorative components. So what does it actually mean for you as a dental practitioner, as a dentist or a dental technician? How does it help you to treat your patients better? And the first aspect is that this concept allows you to treat your patients faster. This is just a visualization. You see, we have a crown or bridge and we go directly to the implant level. There is no abutments, tie bases, or multi-unit abutments in between. It's an implant that that goes into the bone, but then the restoration goes directly on top of the implant. Let's highlight the benefits, how you can treat patients faster with a case example from Professor Ronald Jung. So this was one of the very first matrix implants that we placed into patients 5 years ago, still during the COVID time. So drilling is very comparable to all the other implant systems that, placing the implant, scanning the implant, but then it's different. Back then, 5 years ago, we used the dental technician to make a design for the provisional crown, and then we milled this provisional crown on a milling machine. And just 60 minutes after placing the implant, we screwed this provisional crown on top of the implant. And we were super excited, and Professor Ronald Jung said, this is definitely the fastest and easiest way to restore an implant, to send the patient home, not just with an implant, but with a provisional restoration. And today you will see, we will take this to the next level by skipping the dental technician and the time that we need for making this design, and we will replace all these steps with AI. So we will cut down this time from scanning to implant restoration to incredible 15 minutes. And then after the provisional phase, we mill the crown in zirconia and we put it directly to the implant. Also here you can see for this final restoration, no multi-unit abutment, no tie base, interface to the implant directly included into the crown. Here, excellent fit of the zirconia crown going down to the implant. After 5 years, stable, no screw loosening, perfect adaptation of the soft tissue, and a very pleasant result for the patient. So this is the benefit of treating the patient faster with our matrix implant that doesn't need any abutments or tie bases. Second benefit, obviously, is the simplicity. This is a comparison between our conventional implant system with multi-unit abutments, screws, tie base. It's another set of screws going down to the implant compared to the matrix implant where we have the implants, we have the restoration, and we have screws. Probably you're using one out of many implant systems, and think about the product catalog from the implant system that you're using when it comes to prosthetic components. So there is dozens or even hundreds of pages with abutments, tie bases, and different components. Our system needs a product catalog with 2 pages, and this is all the components you need to restore all your implants with all the materials in all the indications. So we take a big step to simplify implant restoration. Third benefit, how this concept can help you, is the biology. One of the elements is our implant design. We have a hybrid implant design. We have a lot of discussions around bone level implant and tissue level implant. Our implant is not a bone level implant. It's not a tissue level implant. We call it a multi-level implant. It can be placed as a tissue level implant. It can be placed as a bone level implant. And this is the way to go in modern implantology. And it really helps us to treat patients in a more biological way. First element of this biological treatment is, of course, the hybrid implant. Today, we know the tissue level implant are beneficial in terms of biology. We combine the biological benefit of tissue level implant with the aesthetic benefit of bone level implants. Second aspect is 100% cement free. A lot of doctors tell me I use screw retained restorations, but reality is that it's not 100% screw retained, because the dental technician does still a cementation bonding procedure in the dental lab. And we have studies today that show that after 5 years, this perfectly cemented crown in the dental lab exhibits a significant gap after a couple of years in the patient. And then the third element is 100% flexible. You're not limited with the design of your crown or bridge due to an abutment or a restorative component. So we can shape the tooth as we want, because every tooth is individual. So it's a 100% personalized solution. I like to see this picture, this case from Dr. Marco Seltner from Switzerland. So you see, it's not an abutment, it's not a crown, it's really a tooth zirconia interface directly into the implant, high polished zirconia zone for the transmucosal part, and then a beautiful adaptation of the soft tissue. We show this concept to a lot of doctors, and nobody has ever told us, oh, I like abutments, so I don't like your concept. But people ask us, okay, so why have we used abutments for the last 30 to 40 years? And some people are a bit hesitant to try the system because this is something new. Some people might have concerns about combining a zirconia crown with a titanium implant, or about loosening. So we are very happy to look back to the last 5 years. So we have been using these matrix implants for 5 years now, with a lot of clinics all around the world. And just last month, we have conducted a webinar with all the experts, starting with these matrix implants 5 years ago. Anini brothers that you know, Professor Ronald Jung, Marco Seltner, a lot of famous clinicians from all around the world. And all of them have presented their 5-year clinical follow-ups, like this beautiful case from the Anini. It offers you total flexibility in restoration, these matrix implants, no limitation from prosthetic components. You can combine a bridge sitting on teeth, on implant, no limitation after 15 months, after 5 years, perfect situation, perfect bone level, perfect tissue level, no mechanical complication, no loosening. We can do this for small cases, but we can also do this for full arches. So this is the world's first all-on-4 double arch on TRI matrix implant. And look at the follow-up after 5 years. Patient has super thin tissues. He's a heavy smoker, no bone loss, no visibility of multi-unit abutment. It's a very biological approach to full arch treatment. Or of course, this case that some of you might have seen, the first aesthetic case treated with matrix implant, 11212, aesthetic crowns, very difficult situation. You can see how Dr. Joel Telles has inserted our multi-level implants. He has placed them obviously deeper because it's an aesthetic case. Again, we can combine the biological benefits of tissue level implants with the aesthetic benefit of bone level implant. And then this is the beautiful soft tissue management, no abutments, all individualized tissue healing 10 days after insertion. And now look at the result after 5 years. Compare the bone levels 2 months after implant placement, and after 3.5 years, we have significant bone and tissue growth, and even more after 5 years. So it's really the most biological way to replacing a tooth, having a titanium implant with anodized, concave pink color, with direct screw-retained transition to a zirconia crown. And this is what our experts have presented. Also a full arch from Dr. Joel Teles. One big benefit that we see for the full arches is that we don't have multi-unit abutment, this tiny little screw that we all don't like because they get loose or they break. They don't hold for a patient's lifetime. And this is also a beautiful double arch from Joel Teles after 5 years. And we've had a lot of discussions with a lot of doctors who said, okay, on a multi-unit abutment, I have to take out the restoration every year. I have to clean it. I have to replace the screw. But we are changing the mindset how to treat full arch patients, because we don't take out a single crown on an implant every year. So also for the full arches on the TRI matrix, where we don't have abutment, we go with zirconia bridge directly to implant level. We just screw retain these bars with a high torque of 35 Newton centimeter with a solid screw that is designed to hold for a patient's lifetime. And we don't have to take out this restoration every year, because a screw is designed to hold for a patient's lifetime. So if you're interested to learn more, scan the QR code here. Look at this webinar. So this is the users who have been using this implant for 5 years in studies, but also in their private practice, and looking back and showing the clinical results. Also, we have established a high amount of preclinical and clinical data in the last 5 years, and also already before the launch. Today, we want to talk about the future, about the AI crown design. Go to our website, download the scientific summary. You find the clinical evidence. 7 clinical studies have now been published. 7 preclinical studies on single crowns and also for bridges have been published. So we really have worked out a very high level of clinical evidence. So this is about the implant, the TRI matrix implant that stands in the middle of our restorative workflow. But we don't look at the implant as a titanium screw. Sometimes we compare our implant to a mobile phone like the iPhone, and you don't buy the iPhone, an expensive phone, just because of the hardware. You buy it also for the software, the digital application. This is exactly what we do with the TRI matrix implant. It's a full treatment solution to help you, with the help of digital technologies, to treat your patients better and faster. And these are all these applications that we are adding to help you. And we are super excited to launch a new application today, the AI crown, that is, in our opinion, the most exciting application on the matrix that we have launched. But just for you to get an understanding, what is a matrix application? So there is applications on different levels. Of course, the more digital technologies you use, the more benefits you have from a digital concept like the matrix implant. But there is also very basic applications. So one of the very basic application, but probably our most successful application, is called tooth in a box. That means the only digital technology that you need is an intraoral scanner. You place the TRI matrix implant, you take an intraoral scan, you upload this intraoral scan to our platform, and you receive a zirconia crown in a nice little box. And the only thing you have to do, you screw it into your patient. So it's a maximum simplicity of an implant restorative workflow. And it's also super affordable, because implant prosthetics is getting very simple. So we don't need models anymore. We don't need technicians anymore doing cementation and using abutments and tie bases. So this is the simplest way to use our system. Place the implant, use tooth in the box, take an intraoral scan, get this beautiful zirconia crown from one of our partner labs. The only thing you have to do, like here, Professor Ronald Jung, placing this crown, torquing it with 35 Newton centimeter, and that's all you have to do. Another example of a matrix app is the digital healing color library. We all now want to go from using titanium cylinders to individualized shape of healing colors. So you just go to our website, go to the app section, you download the digital healing color library, you print these healing colors, different teeth position, small, medium, large, and you can just shape your healing color beautifully according to patient anatomy. Just one comment, if any one of you has any questions, there is a Q&A field. Just type your question at the end of this presentation. We will have time to reply to your question. Just use the chat box. So this is an example of an application. Digital healing color library, you don't have to buy them 32 shape, you just download it, you print it. It's really a full digital treatment workflow that we are providing. And of course, also a big challenge today is patient digitalization, scanning using intraoral scanner for big full arches. So we don't sell you a expensive photogrammetry camera. You can go to our website, go to the app section, download the scan bridge, print it out. It helps you to connect the scan body, helping the scanner with the stitching. Look at this full arch scan. Takes 20 seconds to go from left to right. Cannot doesn't look stretch because of the individual shape of restoration. Example of the scan bridge where we have a double arch, upper jaw, lower jaw, perfectly fitting. So there is applications for very basic treatments like the tooth in the box, then for a little bit more advanced treatment, into healing colors, scan bridges for full arches, but there is also applications for very advanced treatments like the teeth to go application that even allows you to make the restoration before the surgery. That's been always our goal for many years in implantology, to have it ready, the teeth before the surgery, but we know that there is always an inaccuracy from the surgical procedure that we have to compensate. So with the teeth to go application, we have found a way to print the restoration before the surgery and screw it directly to the implant. Now, if we place the implant with a guided surgery, a surgical guide, or Yomi, a robot, we will always have an inaccuracy. It's a small inaccuracy, but we always have an inaccuracy. So this teeth to go solution is self-passivating. So it's printed in one piece with moving flexible cylinders. You insert the screw and you see how it self-passivates. This is a beautiful case done with Ivan Piv from the Dental Prime Clinic. Patient here, hopeless dentition. Here, teeth to go, printing the teeth in white before the surgery with this teeth to go technology. And here you can see how it works. So these cylinders are movable. We don't use titanium cylinder for pickup. It's a full digital approach, full flexibility, no straight titanium cylinder. You can make 30-degree angulated screw channel. The surgery, you know, placing the surgical guides, doing a full guided surgery procedure, putting then the teeth, make a very simple and quick pickup, cutting all the connectors, and this is the patient 10 minutes after surgery with a beautiful FP1 restoration here, 2 weeks after implant placement, and having a happy patient. So happy patients, that's definitely what we want. This is what we try to develop hardware, implants, and also applications to help you as dental professionals to treat patients better and faster. We have a very strict focus on the full digital workflow at TRI. So the first step is always the patient identification. Then the second step is that we have the patient digitalization. We want to create a digital avatar of the patient. Then we go into the planning with all these data inputs. It's of course CBCT, it's intraoral scan, it can be jaw movement simulator, it can be a face scan. We go into the treatment plan. Then we have to manufacture all the components. We do the computer-assisted treatment, and we have a maintenance and a prevention program following afterwards. So all our applications, all our products are designed to help you in this digital workflow. For instance, the scan bridge helps with patient digitalization. Then for the fully digital manufacturing of all components, we have solutions like the digital healing color library. But of course, here the matrix implant comes into the game. Back then, 5 years ago, when we launched this implant, we have observed that everybody talks about the digital workflow, but the reality is that there is still dental technicians sitting in the labs, using abutments, and having a very difficult time to create implant restoration. So this has been solved with the matrix implant and the applications that help you to mill the matrix interface in the dental lab. And then for the computer assisted treatment, we have applications like the full guided approach, the teeth to go. But we really see that everybody today is talking about AI, But when we look at the workflow, we see that there is still a dental technician involved. Of course, he doesn't do a wax up by hand, but he's sitting in front of a computer and he's doing a crown design with manual CAD procedure. So this has really been something that has been slowing down our digital workflow when we're helping dentists to treat patients with our solution. That after the scanning, we either had to upload the scan on our design service or we needed a dental technician to make a provisional design. And often the dentist doesn't have a dental technician and we can book one, but then maybe the patient is delayed. So it's always a cumbersome procedure. This is really where now the AI crown is coming into the game. So we are super excited to fill this gap with the Matrix AI crown. And you will see, I will show you patient how this helps us to go from Scan&Smile in 1 hour. We have been very proud about having it in 1 hour to restore an implant in 1 hour, using our design service, getting the design in 20 minutes to Scan&Smile in 15 minutes. So it's pretty magical that after the scan, 15 minutes later, you hold this crown or bridge in your hands and you screw it down to the implant. So our philosophy at TRI is to have an open system. We call it the TRI Plus open interface with all the technologies. So we usually say if there's great technologies around, good milling machines, good printers, we do not have to reinvent the wheel. So we have very smart integrations and collaborations with these companies. When it comes to AI design on a crown directly to implant, we haven't found an existing solution. So you can use on the CAD software side, we can see it here, we have exocad or 3Shape, but these softwares don't have a straightforward workflow to make an AI crown directly to implant. Some of them introduce now some AI functionalities for two-supported restorations or maybe on top of an abutment, but none of these providers has straightforward workflow for dentists, not for dental technicians, to make an AI crown directly to an implant. That's why we have partnered with a very innovative company, Dentbird Solutions, and we have developed the world's first AI crown directly to an implant. That means we place the implant, we scan the implant, we load it into our AI cloud, we get the design, we produce it, and we insert the restoration. So what do you need? It's really 3 key technologies that we need to make this happen, that after 15 minutes after the scan, you have this crown in your hand and you screw it on top of the implant. So of course you need the Matrix implant, because any implant that uses tie bases or abutments or multi-unit abutment doesn't work, because you need a dental technician to do a proper bonding procedure that takes at least half an hour. And usually you don't have this technician on site. Then of course you need a 3D printer on site. It's open to any kind of printers. We like the more modern printers like the SprintRay Midas printer that is super fast and super clean for a dentist environment. And then of course the third element that has been missing in the past that we are offering as of today is the TRI AI crown. So this is really our new application, and I'm very happy to play for you a quick promotional video on the AI crown that really highlights the speed, how you fast after the scan you can deliver such a crown directly to the patient.
Wow, that's fast. And the good news is, we provide you with the 3 key technologies to restore your implants in incredible 15 minutes. Welcome to the new age where Matrix meets AI. Get started now.
So this is really the 3 technologies that now come together to provide this magical treatment to the patient 15 minutes after the scan to insert this bridge, the Matrix implant. This is the world's only dental implants that make it possible to print the crown directly to implant level, a 3D printer, and also the AI design. The video was very fast. Let's look at the patient case a bit more slowly. So patient here missing one tooth, placing the implant, you know how it goes, scanning it, and then what I like about this technology, about this Midas printer, is super clean. So you see it's all in a beautiful dentist office from Dr. Marco Zeltner on the Lake of Zurich, where you can see on the right side the intraoral scanner. Then we do the AI crown design, one click and we get the design. And then next to the MacBook that you can use for the AI crown is the 3D printer that will print this crown in under 10 minutes. So just verify the AI design, slight adaptations possible on the emergence profile. If you need, send it to the printer. You see 7 minutes for this crown. And you know, usually before the dentist stops suturing, I hand over the provisional crown. So just last week, we had an amazing course at the University of Zurich with Professor Ronald Jung, where we had a live surgery. We demonstrated this workflow. This was a patient missing a tooth in the front, so super important for the patient to go home with a crown. Look at this crown 15 minutes after placing the implant. This is how the patient actually left the live surgery. And this is, you know, for all the dental professionals at the university, was magical. 15 minutes after scanning, introduce this provisional crown into the patient's mouth with the help of the matrix implant, a printer, and the AI app. So let's look at the features of the new TRI AI crown app. So it's an AI crown and bridge design, and it's made for a dentist. I'm a mechanical engineer. I'm not a dental technician. I cannot use exocad. I cannot use 3Shape, but I love to use the AI crown because I can start to make designs. I can add a little bit the emergence profile. So it's made for chairside dentistry without a dental technician. It's very fast, so it takes less than 60 seconds. You have to wait until the AI crown gets out. It's super simple to use. No specific hardware needed, so no Windows gaming computer you need. You can use your MacBook. You can even use iPad or digitalization, but the best is really to have a browser-based system on a computer. It can be a Windows PC or a Mac, and it's super affordable. So we can make a subscription. I will show you later. An AI crown start at 2.5 USD per design. So looking at the benefit we can provide to the patient, this is really neglectable, and it's very versatile, this solution. So we have partnered with Denpert. We have developed the world's first AI implant crown going directly to implant, but Denpert has other AI technologies that are very powerful, like making inlays, onlay, to support the crowns, and it's also all included in the offering, in the plans that you're offering to you. So it's not only limited to implant crown, you can use AI now for all your designs, inlays, onlays to support the crown, you name it. And this is just a quick glimpse into the platform. So you can create an account, you log in, you just drag and drop your intraoral scans. No need to classify the scan, so AI will automatically classify the scans. So upper jaw, lower jaw, additional scans, pre-op, post-op, you can just quickly verify. I've never experienced that the classification was wrong. And then also you don't have to tell the AI, now here is an implant. It's already detected automatically. So here, tooth position 4-6. We need an implant crown. We just have to click here. We have to make a selection about the library, whether it's a printed crown, whether it's a milled crown, which screw we want to use. So here we say it's a printed crown. The type of the restoration is an engaging connection because it's a single crown, rotational connections for bridges, and we use the 2.8 long screw. So this is all you have to do. The last thing you have to do is hit the button here. We have to click the scan body. It's a one-click automatic registration. Click generate. You have to wait 30 to 60 seconds, and then the AI crown or also bridge, we can do it up to 3 units, pops up. And this is a beautiful result. There is some basic tools to do some fine tuning about the crown, like changing the emergence profile, but usually for provisional restoration, this is not required. So this is the plans that we are offering. So you can see at the top, we have monthly subscriptions or we have annual subscription. If you do an annual subscription, you will have 2 months for free. So you're basically paying 2 months, and you can get started very well with the light version. So it's $150 per month. It's billed monthly, and you can also do a 14 days free trial for all the plans without any obligations. You can just sign up today on our website, try the system for 14 days, make some crowns, make some bridges, export it to a 3D printer. And we have prepared a very special offer for you for today for this launch webinar. So if you decide to buy 20 Matrix implants, you will get a 1-year subscription for the AI crown from us. You can contact us at matrix@tri.swiss if you're interested. So matrix@tri.swiss. And what I really would like to encourage all of you, go to our website today, go to Matrix line, app integration, scroll down to the AI crown and say, get started now. And it will take you to a landing page, and you can create an account. You go there, create an account. You can also scan the QR code right now, or you just go to the website, like you can see here, tri.swiss, Matrix line, app integration, AI crown. You create an account, you upload some scans, you make an AI crown design, you try it out. If you need any help, always reach out to us, matrix@tri.swiss. If you like to get some more personal introduction, you can scan this code here, and you can schedule a 15 minutes meeting with one of our specialists to give you some more information. We can go maybe live into the AI crown software, and yeah, just scan this QR code. You will take into a tool where you can schedule an appointment based on the availability of our specialists. So that's it from the Matrix AI crown. We hope that you're as excited as we are about this possibility to treat patients faster, place an implant, make an intraoral scan, make one click for an AI crown, and then really print this restoration and screw it into the patient's mouth. So we really believe that digital technologies have to help us to treat patients better, to treat them faster, not just be there for the technology sake. So thank you so much for taking the time today. I will stop sharing now the presentation, and we have already some questions in the Q&A box. Maybe Holger, you're also there. We can
Yes, hello everybody.
Questions that we have received. If something else comes to your mind, just open the chat box and ask.
We have some
questions.
interesting questions. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Yes. So we have some interesting questions from, for example, are these printed crowns made of resin or zirconia? Would you like to answer this?
Yes. So I mean, first of all, the Matrix AI crown is an app to design a crown, and we have seen it in the demo that you can choose between a printed crown and a milled crown. So the difference is in the interface. A printed crown interface is printed in a different way than a milled crown, but you can choose. I mean, a lot of dentists have the printers, so we see this primarily at the moment for printed provisional crowns. For the future, we are convinced that we can print final crowns, but you can also export it as a milled crown. That means you select the milling option in the workflow, and you can send it to a milling center. You can send it to a dental lab who is certified to mill the Matrix restorations. And yeah, definitely both options possible.
Next question. Can the software also individualize the crown towards an individual healing color, for example?
Yes, also a very good question. There is very simple tool. So the crown is an AI design. Sometimes the emergence profiles, there's a lot of new science. So implant crowns have changed with more concave emergence profiles, slimmer emergence. So this is the thing that we do most of the times. You know, sometimes it comes out a little bulky. So there's a super simple tool to add some material, to remove some material, to drag and drop the emergence profile. I think it's even self-explanatory. You just try to use this tool. If you're interested, book this 15-minute session, and we can also make you a demo and really go for 15 minutes, maybe even with your own case. Prepare your scan. You can upload it. Definitely, we don't want to use it, in every case. We want the AI do the big part of our job, but very important. Some fine tuning is definitely important, also sometimes necessary, and it's definitely possible.
Then about the payment stuff, can you maybe explain a little bit more what is how can it be paid credit card wise?
It's basically these two subscriptions. So the first step that you make, you go to our website, you register, you create an account, and then it's like on the iPhone, like in the App Store, you can make your subscription, you add your credit card, and this is how you pay. So it goes directly on the platform. And you can change between an annual billing or a monthly billing. But don't forget the 14 days free trial period without any obligations. So really, I would encourage you to go to the website and try it out, upload some scans that you have and test it. So it's super straightforward, like in the modern world with apps and iPhone and web shops, how you can pay with like credit cards directly.
Maybe one last question here from Iraq. Hello. And there was a question about the connection, that if it holds a molar crown and so on. And I think we already saw like 5-year follow-ups, even from full archers. But maybe you can comment a little bit on the connection. Is the screw stable enough and so on? And yeah, that's a question more or less.
Yes, I mean, definitely that's why we didn't just talk about the AI crown today. We really believe it's always important for the people who do not know the matrix concept to talk about the 5-year clinical results that we have, the 5-year clinical experience with hundreds of clinicians all around the world, with all the scientific evidence, have the preclinical evidence, the 7 study that we even made before the launch 5 years ago, the studies that we have created since then. And I think today we can confidently say, based on clinical evidence, but also based on real world evidence from the last 5 years, that what we have developed, what we have tested, we don't have any breakage, we don't have any loosening, so there is no complications with the TRI matrix system. Going with a digital crown, milled or printed directly to implant level, with the benefits that you have seen, not using abutments, be faster, be simpler, be more biological.
Then there was also a question, can I design on that software also for final restorations?
Yes, so it's possible for final restorations to make a design for final restorations. We have used it now many times for provisional restorations. I think for final restorations, looking at occlusion, looking at a lot of tiny details about the contact points, it can be still beneficial, helpful to use a dental technician. So primarily, we think it's perfectly great for provisional restoration. It's possible definitely for final reconstruction, but you have to take care as a dentist of a little bit more details about the occlusion. For provisional restoration, you usually say, okay, we take it 0.5 millimeter out of occlusion. Yes, it's possible, but you have to check a bit more detail if you want to do it as a dentist.
So one more question, can I do even a 3-unit bridge, or how many unit bridge I could do with the software? Is it possible already?
Yes, it's possible already. So we recommend up to 3-unit bridges. So a bridge on 2 implants. We can do up to 5-unit bridges, but the designs sometimes are not perfect yet. So up to 3 units, it's super straightforward and beautiful bridges. You can do single crown, and you can make like 2 splinted tooth on 2 implant, and you can also do 3-unit bridges.
Okay, I think now it's popping in another question, but there's a lot of questions also regarding distributorships. Is it possible in different countries? Therefore, I think you should reach out to us directly to negotiate these questions.
Yes, so please send us an email, matrix@tri.swiss, if you're interested. And it's basically available in most countries with very few exceptions. Of course, it has to be in a country where our matrix implant is available, because an AI design to an implant is only possible with this implant. But yeah, matrix@tri.swiss, and we are super happy to connect with you and tell you about your local situation.
Okay, yeah, then there's really some serious questions about this package offer you made. I think we reach out to all those questions later on and get back to you after we close this webinar. Yeah.
Good. You can always reach us, matrix@tri.swiss. Thank you very much, everybody, for taking the time today. And we wish you a pleasant lunch break and a nice afternoon.
Thank you, Sandro, for a perfect presentation. Thank you. Bye, everybody.